Good morning, everyone. This is a different location to where I would have left you, and it's also a location that you probably haven't ever seen before. But we are, in fact, at our usual haunt. Carrie and I have made the journey to Ballyfin, and this is a bit of a special one because rather than 2 nights here, we actually have 3 nights, and I actually think that this has worked out so well because the walk that we did yesterday was about 3 kilometres longer than we were anticipating. The weather was rather tumultuous, which we at one point I think we probably spent about an hour walking into the wind and on an incline as well. So we're both feeling it in our legs today, and it's kind of taken it out of us. And then the day before we had the Sinead Curie event, so my social battery was like, I was very quiet on the walk. We were very quiet on the walk, weren't we?
We had bursts of what's it called? Silliness.
And
then we'd just say, oh no, this is way too sloth. We had bursts of silliness and hilarity. And then now it's like, again, it was like social battery. It was like, oh, we got a peak. And it's flat again.
Yeah.
We didn't recharge.
No, we didn't. So we spent a lot of the time just like walking. Also, because of how windy it was actually quite difficult to talk as well. So it kind of worked like in our favour, and by the time we got to Ballyfin it was quite late. We didn't go down for dinner. One thing that I think we both enjoy is that dinner is such an occasion at Ballyfin, and getting dressed up, even though there are only 20 rooms here, and I say it every single time, it feels like you're the only people here. It's such a beautiful occasion going for dinner at Ballyfin that we always dress up. You don't have to dress up, but we always do. And last night we were just so tired that we came to the room, had chips, watched Bake Off.
Liz has never watched Bake Off.
I've never watched Bake Off.
But we also looked so horrendously bedraggled by the time we arrived. It would have actually been insulting.
P.S. I love you bridge actually set
killed the vibe.
Yeah, killed the vibe from the word go, because it was just bless Vincent getting out the car to take our picture for us as well.
Insert picture here.
Yeah, insert picture. And also I'll link to it on my Instagram where you can see all the other ones as well. So we got up today and we kind of knew that it was going to be raining today. And one of the things that we've done at Ballyfin is we've kept the spa as like a surprise. We've never been to see the spa. We don't know what it looks like. We've never used it because every time we've been here, the weather's been gorgeous. And like I said, we've got an extra special time here because we've got 3 nights. So we feel like we've got a lot more time to do all of the things that we love doing here. We're also staying in the main house this time. And I think that this is a blessing in disguise. Someone else had booked the gardener's cottage, which we were so sad about. But we've stayed in is it Christopher Coots?
It's a Christopher Coots suite.
It's a Christopher Coots suite. It's got like this beautiful living room. I will give you a tour, and also beautiful bedroom and bathroom. It's different to the cottage because we don't have our own kitchen. We don't have our own bathrooms, but we do have our own his and hers sinks. And it's in the main house, so I was like a little bit worried that it was going to be so noisy. It is so quiet. I actually can't believe this is so peaceful, and I feel like we have a new perspective as well, because staying in Dublin it's always a little bit noisier, but when you get out here it's just so calm and peaceful. And so with our extra night, we got up today knowing that it was going to be raining, thinking maybe we might end up using the spa, but actually realizing that this has been a crazy few months for the both of us with work, and we could actually both just do with taking a chilled morning and taking a quiet start to the day and just letting the rain, because we're currently sat here with the most beautiful views out of the windows. I'm going to show you. This one is over the lake, so we're literally watching the rain fall over the lake at the moment. And then this one actually lets us look over the fountain, but you can see it is completely drizzling out there. And so we have brought the little Bluetooth music box into the living room. We've got classical music playing. We're still in our pyjamas. I'm currently downloading a new book and Carrie is reading her book. We've been doing little bits of work, but I thought today you can just see us spend a very chilled, girly day on the sofa. Well, later on we're going to do some things, but for now we're taking it easy. Being sloths. fully out out of our bed rot and into some clothes. I'm going to show you my outfit because actually I love it so much. I dug this jumper out and I haven't ever worn it, and now it's going to be my entire personality. I just need my collar to do the right thing. However, what we did today was we actually let the weather dictate what we were doing, and we said that we'd stay on the sofa until the rain stopped. And when the rain stopped, we got in the shower. I washed my hair and I've clipped it up. Carrie's washed her hair. We've got ourselves ready, and slowly throughout the day it's just kind of been intermittently raining. Right now, again, it is absolutely pouring. 1 minute it's sunshine and the next minute it is pure rain, and we have a plan for every eventuality basically. So whether it's raining, we're going to stay in the house, sit by the fire and read our books. If it does get sunny again, we will probably head up to the Princess Tower, and it's so lovely to just be taking it at a leisurely pace. It's so nice. So I'm going to show you what I'm wearing because I very much like my outfit today. I shall pop you on a little ujimmy there. Where's my clutch bag? Oh, precocious. Precarious. Precarious, that's the one. Precocious is from expialidocious. Okay, outfit of the day. I am wearing my H&M trousers. These are sort of like a double pleat carrot leg style trouser that they do them every year, and they do them in many different colours. This is sort of like a chocolatey greigey brown, and it's so versatile in my wardrobe. And then this jumper is the Mulberry and Regina Pio, I think that's how you say her name, but don't even ask me. It's the collaboration with her, which I think Ali bought for me. And then this is my collar from, I think it's the Shirt Company. They do like these little collars, but they're like bibs. And then I've got the newly back in stock Chalbury boots. Oh no, how do I say it?
Chalbury.
Chalbury. I've been saying Chalbury like it's the pub in Chalbury. They must hate me.
I think you've sold them enough boots.
They're very lovely to be on Instagram, so maybe I don't, but it's Chalbury. So these are their mahogany leather boots. These are brand new. Very, very lovely. What I really like about these is that they're just a little bit more simplistic, and so they don't have so many design details. They're really good for an outfit that's got a little bit more going on, like this one. You know, we've got a whole drapey thing going on. It's a lot. A Holland Cooper belt. This is the belt from my collection with them, and this is just a versatile piece. It works so well, but it's still got design details, which I love. It's one of those things that as you look closer, you get those really considered touches like the rope detail there, and then also the heraldic logo, which I love. And then if you look even closer when the belt is open, you've got a little Lydia Millen chapter 1 happening. And then I've also paired it with my Fairfax and Favour Town and Country clutch, because again, these tones are autumn personified. We're going to probably go and rot on a sofa somewhere in Ballyfin whilst the rain disperses, but other than that, also we're kind of matching. Come show your outfit, because everyone always loves your outfits as well, and they get very upset when I don't highlight your outfits.
I'm less colourful today.
You are, but I love the pop. I think the pop is really lovely. Hon, let's get your shoes in. There you go.
My glasses on too.
Where are they
I
from?
can't remember. LK Bennett.
Oh, LK Bennett. Yeah, so we're both wearing like a similar shade of green, which I love.
We are.
Is this the jigsaw jumper?
It is jigsaw.
It's so nice.
It's very old jigsaw, but it's jigsaw.
Yeah, very lovely.
This is Warehouse.
Lovely.
Beaufort Lake. LK Bennett.
Lovely. What about bag? What bag are we going with?
Bag is over here. Coach.
Gorge. And once they've redone the room later...
Coach.
That's the bag. Once they've redone the room later, I'll give you a look, because we have sort of rotted. Do you think we should take our Kindles with us, just in case?
100%. I literally put sunglasses on when it was silly. I put sunglasses on when the sun came out, and now it's pissing down again. I'm like, I don't know why they're on my
I love it that now you have bougier sunglasses than me, and I've just got Amazon.
Yeah, but I don't throw them into the sea.
I just don't even know what I do with them half the time. I want to tell you, we've been on our usual Ballyfin adventures, and I just can't tell you that. We've just moved from one sofa to the other, and we've been rotting on it and drinking wine. I think we just needed today to just be very, very relaxed, and we've got the fire sort of crackling away and a bottle of wine just there, and it's about, how long is it until dinner? Pre-dinner drinks? 35 minutes. We're going to go upstairs and get changed. We've not left the building. Good evening. It's your chief rotters here. I've spent the whole day just... I mean, you can't... I can't really call it rotting in the Gen Z sense of the word. This is very much rotting in the millennial sense at Ballyfin, where it's very expensive to come and stay and very, very bougie. So we're sort of politely and delicately decaying throughout the day is the way that I would put it. But we are ready for the evening and for the evening meal and drinks. And I always think that this is like the big crescendo to your day at Ballyfin. And I do like to get as dressed up as possible. So this might just be a video of outfits that I wore at Ballyfin. I don't know how this video is going to go, but it's more important that I just have fun, because that is my motto in life. Anyway, taking full inspiration from Jade Holland Cooper here, I've always been a girl that's like a tucky-inny girl, and I never thought to be a tucky-outy and belty girl. And when I saw how Jade styled this with the Holland Cooper roll neck, which I actually have with me as well, just in case, I was fully inspired. And so I tried on this silk chocolate pussy bow blouse from Really Wild, and then I've got my belt. This is the Buckingham belt, both in the skinny and classic, but I wear them like this, so it's very, very similar to my Alexander McQueen belt. And I honestly, this is like the country girls version, which I just love, and it works beautifully with the tones that I love. And then of course I'm wearing it with the Ainhoe skirt and with the Town and Country clutch from my Fairfax and Favour collaboration. And then I've also got my Louboutin shoes on, and I actually need to zhuzh you over here, but I really liked how square it was then. I'm going to zhuzh you over here so you can get back full length. So I'll go all the way back here, and I can show you the vibe for the evening. I actually haven't changed my earrings. Do you think I should put the Jennifer Behr earrings in, or do you think? Yes. Yeah, I'll go and change my earrings. So that's my outfit. We're going to head downstairs for the pre-dinner drinks, which is usually a tinkling pianist playing just not too far from us drinking wine, and then poodling through to dinner to gorge ourselves on the wonderful food here at Ballyfin. And I've still not shown you the room. I promise I will. But when we got back, it was a bit dark. Let's go down for dinner. So this is the hallway at night. We never usually see this because we never come up here at this time. It's usually on a little tour. But the reality is you get this grand entrance and you can hear the pianist tinkling away. Good old Tom. Carrie's outfit. Gorge with a pop of red. Love that. We are sitting at a table that we have never sat at before, and we actually have pole position over the waterfall at Ballyfin, which is perfectly positioned with the chandelier, which I honestly can't deal with how perfect it is. You probably can't see it all in this vista at the moment because of the light, but also, as I've mentioned, we're here at Ballyfin like in the run-up to Halloween, and I've never done Halloween at Ballyfin. And they have little tiny pumpkins in their flower arrangements. And all of these flowers come from the gardens. And I imagine that the little baby pumpkins do too. But we have decided that we're going for the tasting menu. And we also have a little card here, which is from Sinead. And she has gifted us with a bottle for our stay here, which is just so lovely. So we're definitely going to enjoy that. But we are ready for our dinner. I don't know how you feel about this, because I've been coming here so long now and I've experienced this so many times. I don't know if I'm excited or I'm nervous, but they have slightly changed my favourite little starter. And I can't remember what they said. Artichoke. It's got artichoke. Longestine something. Good job you're here. And chicken jelly. So usually it's just it's like chicken and chicken jelly, no?
I feel like it did have artichoke in it before. I feel like it was an artichoke puree and chicken jelly.
You're good at remembering these things. I'm never very good at remembering. But I have asked.
It looks very samey.
It does look very samey, so I'm going to let you know. I'll report back. But I have asked them if I can keep the tin. They've become very sentimental, but it's such a pretty tin, and it says Ballyfin on it. Carefully selected for Richard at Ballyfin. Look how happy she is. She's touched.
Very touched.
I think I keep saying everything is my favourite, but this is my favourite. This is is it the cheese raviolo?
We've got the raviolo.
Raviolo.
I don't know what's inside it.
She said it with an English accent. I said it with an Italian accent.
And a French, and a onion. So onion consomme.
I thought it was a cheese raviolo.
I'm talking about the consomme.
Yeah, no, I was asking if it was a cheese raviolo. Oh, okay. I think it's a cheese raviolo, and then it's got the beef consomme on top. But this is the main event. Oh. This is like glazed bread. It is, oh my gosh. You have no idea how good this is. No idea. It's cheese. Oh my gosh. Oh, guys, I've eaten so much. And at this point, I feel like I'm defeated. I don't usually film when people are in here either, but we're at the final boss. We've reached the end of Nintendo 64. Do you know what really annoys me? Everyone always thinks that I get lipstick here. Have you noticed that? You probably haven't because you always haven't got your glasses on. But I get a crease on my top lip, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I totally get why people think that it's lipstick, but it's not. It's where my lip creases.
I'm eating my milk ice cream and it's delicious. I'm not paying attention to where your lip creases.
You're not very helpful. Anyway, we're at the final boss of the dinner. This is new. It's seasonal. Oh, Carrie says that this is amazing. This is the ice cream. There we go. Now you can see it. You're getting a soggy bottom though because you're on the ice. I'm also not used to my boobs being in this position, but this bra is really good. My boobs have been kept up here marvellously. Giving me a...
She's stolen my bra.
Yeah, it's not ever... I never thought that would be the case, but you know.
It's a good one though. Told you.
Oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah. Good morning, everyone. We actually ended up having a very early night for us last night. I think that what we are realising is this is one of those trips where maybe we aren't so feral in our wine drinking. Instead, we're a little bit more reserved and early to bed. But we are up, and I thought I would show you my outfit. Today we're heading for a carriage ride with Lionel, who we absolutely love, so it's going to be so lovely to see him. And also probably head out on the boat, head for a mooch. So first outfit of the day is my Fabrique blazer that you would have seen in my haul with them, and then also I've got a Beaufort and Blake chocolate brown knit that's almost like a sort of mock turtleneck. I'm actually wearing a collar again, not an actual shirt. I did put on a Beaufort and Blake shirt, but it was just too much underneath. I've got Levi's jeans, borrowing some Dewberry boots from Ballyfin. I've got some Ralph Lauren gloves, which are from a forthcoming edit, and I've also got my Town and Country clutch. That's the look for the day. We're going to head out, explore the beautiful grounds, because it feels weird that we haven't done that yet. Usually we head straight out, so we've spent the last few, gosh, must be over 24 hours just in the hotel, which is very, very unlike us. So let's head to explore. Arguably, I would say that we are experiencing another colourful side of very windy Ballyfin. Look at that! Wowzers! This is just beautiful. Come on, wench! Wenching away. Wenching our wellies. Here comes our ride for later. Look at those gorgeous snoots. Hello. Hello. How are you? Hello. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness me. This is the vlog of 100 outfits because just as we were getting ready to go for our poodle, Lionel came up and let us know that he was ready to take us for a carriage ride. So we've come to get changed just so that we're a bit warmer, and I am wearing, just changed my top really, but you know, all for the outfits. I am wearing my trusty old Ralph Lauren cream cable knit. I then have a Ralph Lauren cape on, which I really just liked the colours of this. and actually when going on a coach ride it's probably going to be very lovely and warm. I've also got Ralph Lauren gloves on. These are all from a forthcoming edit, and then I've got my Levi's jeans, Dubarry boots, and the clutch, and I got my little tortoise shell glasses and my hair clipped up because I think probably it's going to be quite windy. So, but yeah, I should be hopefully toasty and warm because this is like a blanket and a cape. We hope. I'll actually give you a little bit of a room tour of our living room first and foremost. This is the door. This is the Sir Christopher Coote suite, and this is our living area, which we have put to such good use. These curtains are glorious, and where this is situated, it's sort of to the side of the main house, but you get the most spectacular view. A little gentleman out there's probably been waiting for me to get my shots because I've been out there trying to get pictures, but it is like an oil painting at this time of the year, and you have so many different vistas. So this looks up over the sort of hill over here, and then obviously down here you have the fountain, but then at this one you have the lake where Bridget Jones and I are going to be enjoying ourselves later on today. But the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful room. It gets such gorgeous light, and it's really been a different perspective for staying here. Obviously, we have always stayed in the gardener's cottage. Well, Carrie stayed in the main house last time, but I've only ever stayed in the gardener's cottage. So staying in the main house, first of all, I can confirm it is silent. Like, Carrie and I have very high standards when it comes to noise pollution in hotels, and this hotel has none. And it is absolutely exquisite, so beautiful. And this room is just like the most elegant sitting room. We've just been enjoying this sofa so much, reading our books. They have cashmere blankets, and I love the fact that they have 2 cashmere blankets, so Carrie and I actually didn't have to snuggle under one. But there's lots of really, really interesting books, all stacked beautiful and high. I think this is what I'm going to do on my ottoman in my library room. I love this round table as well. It makes me very happy, and just everything is so gorgeous. There's lots of like Chelsea textiles, fabrics and things like that in here. Gorgeous high ceilings. The only things I would say is you can't use the fires in these rooms, but to be honest, you use the fires in the main parts of the house, so it's all very lovely. Grayson, you ready to go? I will show you the bedroom later, maybe when it's not so chaotic in there, but this is the dream, the absolute dream. Let's go see Lionel. So we have joined Lionel for our carriage, and this is so wonderful to do seasonally at Ballyfin because it's just always something different to see, and Lionel has such incredible knowledge of the landscape and the trees and the vegetation and a lot of the history as well, so you end up learning quite a lot and leaving with a lot of knowledge, because wasn't it last time when we learned about the pineapples? Yes. You lost this tree in January?
In January. We lost in January in a storm. We had 2 windstorms. The second one took this beech. Probably about goodness. 300 years old. Come now, walk on. Come on.
So where did you say we're going first?
We're going to go down. There's a big Spanish chestnut tree down the Mount Art Avenue.
Yeah.
And it's always nice to see this time of the year. There's a spinney of Spanish chestnuts here, as if this was the seedlings of this tree. Oh. So if nature had been left alone, this is what would happen. And you can see now the young trees are starting to grow under these smaller trees.
Oh, so is it he was trying to establish a Spanish chestnut mini spinney?
A spinney is
yeah.
You have a spinney, then a copse, then
got
a forest,
you.
And then a woodland.
Got you.
So yeah, it's all the different. It's just you would plant a spinney of Spanish chestnuts here, beech on this side over here, horse chestnut somewhere else.
To get different colour?
To get different varieties mixed.
Got you.
Yeah.
And did you say that this is the oldest tree?
It's one of the oldest.
One of the
trees.
oldest.
Yeah, absolutely. There's an oak at the back of the lake that's 400 years old as well, so over 400. So
absolutely huge.
How big it is,
and 6 people to link arms to get around the trunk.
It's about 7-foot diameter in the trunk there.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Unbelievable. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. And this is the Gate Cottage.
It's the Gate Lodge.
Gate Lodge.
Mrs. Barry's Gate Lodge.
Does Barry actually live there?
Mrs. Barry was the last lady to live there, and she saved the saloon floor, if you remember. The parquetry in the saloon floor. She was the housekeeper in Ballyfin for 30 years.
Yes.
And any other person might well have burnt that loose kindling that was around the floor, but she knew it needed to be saved because it was all really good hardwoods and very intricate designs. That's the Spanish chestnut. It's always best at a little bit of a distance.
Yeah, you get the size of it.
Walk on. Good lad. Attaboy. Come on. Good lad.
Wow. Well done, Ben and Oscar.
Yeah, well, that's the hardest part done. As you can have it. To get some joints, you know. This in the 1730s and 40s by the Pole family when they built the lake. So, these were planted by the school during the 20th century, and eventually these softwoods will be removed and replanted with Irish hardwoods. Some of our new forestry here to help with our carbon footprint and plant back in some trees that would have been lost over the centuries. I hold the two reins like that. If I want to pull right, to take Oscar to the right, I pull thumb and first finger, and this rein slips.
Okay.
And if I want to pull Ben,
Yeah.
I use my three fingers.
I think I'll be better
Okay.
doing the two.
You do the two. Your contact with the bit will dictate the speed. If you let too much loose rein, they'll gather speed.
Okay.
If you pull too much, they'll slow down and stop.
Okay.
And then you use your reins to give them a whack on the bum to
Okay.
go, and a bit of click and a bit
But
of
I
whistle.
don't want them to trot. I just want them to walk to begin with, don't I? So I get
So
a feel
you,
for
you
it.
tell them walk on then.
So I tell them walk on and not
Walk on and a click. Yeah.
Walk on. Walk on.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
This table is always such a lovely treat. They always have cookies and cake, just in case you get peckish. And there's also the newspapers. Oh, look, these are like my cake forks at home. I need to get a little tray for my cake forks. I think a little silver tray. We're going to go for lunch now. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. Everyone's saying that I should go for a full fringe.
Who's everyone?
Tinterweb, no, I'm joking, it's not everyone. But I do think we're going to go shorter, you know.
Haircut number 7 of this
Yeah.
video.
I'm not doing it tonight, I won't do it tonight, but, you know, just pre-warning that the fringe is going shorter.
Lally. No longer Nick Carter.
Well, not far off. Clip hair back. I just feel like clipping hair back just keeps me from faffing with it.
I can confirm that is not true.
Good evening. We have literally done nothing other than our horse and cart ride with Lionel, and then we just sat on the sofa and read our books, and now we are ready for dinner. We've actually missed pre-dinner drinks, and we've also missed the start of our dinner. We're running a little bit late. It's my fault entirely. I hold my hands up. It's me. I'm the problem. And I'm wearing an outfit that you probably didn't see very well in a previous vlog. I wore this to my Fairfax and Favour launch, and I wanted to wear it again here at Ballyfin. So that's what we're doing. This is a skirt from Karen Millen and an H&M like knitted polo, and then I've got my Fairfax and Favour Town and Country micro top handle and some little tan shoes. I'm wearing Jennifer Bear earrings, and I am wearing Erin Amber Musk, and I'm ready to go and probably do the same thing that we've done every day we've been here, which is eat, drink wine and lounge on the sofa. But we had the most wonderful afternoon with Lionel. Honestly, if you can, when you come to Ballyfin, make sure that you book in for a horse and cart ride. Not only is he so knowledgeable, he's so funny, and he's so passionate. His horses are lovely, and we've done it a few times now, and every time it's different, not just because the seasons are different, but also because what you're seeing is different. It is just spectacular. So we are going to head down for dinner. You ready, Grayson? Ready to show your outfit? Come show your outfit, because I feel like we're colour coordinating this evening. It's very nice.
Here we go. Well, with my pop of red.
Little pop of red, yes.
Red.
Where's your dress? Is from
Ulla Johnson.
Lovely.
Shoes are Emmy London, and bag is Emmy London.
Lovely. That is our outfit for dinner. Let's go. Good morning. I think from the same spot that I left you yesterday. Harry and I had a lovely dinner. This time we had the a la carte instead of the tasting menu, which was delicious. With the a la carte at Ballyfin, basically you get all of the lovely snacks that are at the beginning of the tasting menu, but then you get to try some other little bits. And we had the lobster to start, and the venison, and then, this is the thing at Ballyfin, it's not something they say, but they're not in the business of saying no. Obviously not to like outlandish things, but I had a bit of cake when we were sat on the sofas and reading our books earlier in the day, and it was the lemon cake that's on the table in the hallway. And I said, you know what, for dessert, all I want is a bit of that lemon cake. And they made it happen. And Carrie was like, all I want is a bit of ice cream. And they made it happen, and it was wonderful. And then we did a little bit of reading in the drawing room and pootled off to bed. In all honesty, I would say that this has probably been, well, it definitely is the most leisurely we've ever taken Ballyfin. Obviously, we've been here so many times, and it is like our very, very special place. And we know that we're coming again. And so I think after the last few months, we've obviously had quite a busy time. And it has been so much fun and so intense and so wonderful. And I think we both have got so good at like managing ourselves during that time anyway, but just giving ourselves the time to actually just like relax and not do too much. So we actually didn't do the lake. We didn't go out on our boat. We didn't do the Princess Tower, and we've actually spent more time in the house, just sitting, reading, drinking wine, eating, and I think that we're going home today feeling a lot more refreshed, aren't we? And like ready for the second, well, Q4, but also like the second part of craziness that we have coming, because obviously as this video, well, during this video, as I was filming, the Evergreen Journal went live. I'll link it down below. It's going to be linked everywhere. You have no idea how much I am going to talk about this over the next few months, because this is the most exciting time for me. So it's been hectic, and we're hitting the ground running when we get back as well. We're leaving today, so we're going to head down and do our usual sort of ritual, which is we go down for breakfast at Ballyfin on the last day, because you want to fill yourself up with Ballyfin food and not airport food. So we're packed. We're ready, and I'm actually just going to give you a glimpse at the bedroom and the bathroom, because I realised obviously we got in here, we just relaxed, we took over the place, and I showed you the living room, but I haven't shown you the actual bedroom. And I also will show you my outfit again as well. So the outfit is the jeans that I travelled to Ireland in, so you may not have actually seen too much of this outfit. And then this is my favourite Beaufort and Blake knit. This is a really good knit for wearing with chocolate brown if you want to create a little bit of dimension. So if you like those warmer hues, it's really good in between to wear with something that's lighter to sort of bridge the gap. It's also so cozy, and you can fit loads of layers underneath it, and it also looks really chic on its own because it's like quite loose, so it's just really, really effortless. And then I have my Ralph Lauren cape on. This is again a really lovely chocolate brown. I think if you took the label off, you could also wear this reversible if you wanted to, but it's also like a herringbone. It is so pretty. I've got Ralph Lauren gloves, my little Town and Country pochette. I'm wearing brand new chocolate brown leather Emmy London pointed ballet flats and a pair of Levi's jeans. So I'll link those down below. It's been a lot of outfits in Ballyfin, and it's not been so much doing, but I hope you'll forgive me this time. But we're gonna go have breakfast, and maybe I'll show you what I'm having for breakfast. I might not. I might just segue into the next vlog, who knows? Or I might segue into home, because a lot has been happening at home. I'm excited to hear what's been happening and getting updates on the cottage, because Ali's kind of like handling all of the sort of back and forth and things like that. And also one thing I do know is my library bookcases are finished. So it's going to be very, very lovely to go back and see those. Anyway, all ready. Let's go down for breakfast. Oh no, I'm going to show you the room. Almost forgot then. From the living room, you go into the bedroom. And in all honesty, I can't believe I didn't show you this sooner. How beautiful is this room? It is just so ornate. There's so much detail. Just everywhere you look, there is something new to see. Fireplaces don't work in here either, but you do have the most spectacular view over the water fountain and the trees as they're turning. And Carrie said this morning that the trees have changed even so much in colour since we've been here as well. And so it's been a real treat to just experience this side of Ballyfin as well. So yes, we have had this as our lovely, lovely girls' room. And then through here, through the curved door, which I think is absolutely wonderful. And in all honesty, these little Perspex plaques are something that maybe I'm going to have to do in my office, because as I said previously in another video, Lumi thinks that my Ralph Lauren wallpaper is a giant scratching post for her. So we may have to put these on some of it, just on the corners. But you come through this little hallway and this is like a cupboard and safe. And then through here into the bathroom. So it's really nice because it feels like the bathroom is really separate to the room. So even though we don't have our own bathrooms in this room, we have our own sinks and it feels like it's separate, which we really, really appreciated. I love the little wall that hides the toilet as well. It just gives you that other element. And if you don't know, these little handles on the toilet seat that you can see there, we've actually bought those for our house. Ali was just in love with them when he came here and really wanted he thinks it feels a little bit more like clean. And so we've now got them in our house. We always take little design details when we're here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bathroom. This is something I would like as well. This frame is beautiful. I love this print of the map of Ireland. I love the size of this. I love absolutely everything. In fact, I'm going to take a picture of it now so that I can find my own and replicate this, because as you know, we've made a lot of lovely memories here in Ireland, and I genuinely do feel like it's a home from home for me. I just love being here. I love the people. I love the culture. I love the history. I love everything. And so I really would like to have something like this in my house, for sure. There's also a really beautiful sketch of Ballyfin downstairs, and I would like that too. I always come away wanting their artwork. But yes, so that's the room. We're gonna go down for breakfast now. I do have to pick up my little butter pot. I ordered one in the end, and I also want to try and get one of their champagne buckets for the bar. I reckon they'll sell them. I think they'll be hella expensive, but perhaps it can be like a Christmas present or something like that. So we're gonna go downstairs and find out. I'm actually going to ask because I've realized that they've got one downstairs and they've got one here, and I would absolutely love this for home. The frame is beautiful, the sketch is beautiful, and it's just so gorgeously done. So I'm going to ask them, because this is what I saw yesterday. I was like, do you think they'll mind if I just, you know, put it under my coat? I will ask when I get downstairs. Good morning, everyone. Oh, you can see a little sneak peek of my dress for tomorrow's event. I am heading to the Glamour Women of the Year Awards, and I look so pale. What is going on? Why do I look so bloomin' pale? Maybe it's because I didn't really sleep last night, but that's a little bit better. We don't look so pale anymore. My goodness me. I'm thinking, do I want to start fake tanning again? Because I have not fake tanned in a very long time. I think I look better without it now, in all honesty. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, so sneak peek of my outfit there. I have a very, very exciting day. Obviously, I am now back from Ballyfin, and I apologise if that was not the most riveting of sections in the vlog, but I think it was just one of those things where it was like Carrie and I were both very energetically aligned in that we just needed to rest. And that was the perfect place for us. And I felt so lucky because we had 3 days there this time. and there just wasn't any pressure, and I was able to just plow through a book, and I'm actually really enjoying it as well. I've started a new physical book and also a new audio book, which I'm going to be listening on my journey this morning, because I have a journey and I am going somewhere that I have not been since I think my uni days. I'm pretty sure I remember going to Nottingham and bumping into my friend Kate Waldron, who I worked with in Ibiza for so many years, and it was just the most random thing ever. I don't know why I'm telling you that story, because I'm not going there for uni days, that's for sure. I'm going for something far more exciting, because my bookcases are finished, and yesterday the flooring downstairs was completed. Now, you'll know this was very much an error on our part, and it's something that I have had to have stern words with Mr. Millen Gordon, because what we put ourselves in a position was that a tradesman that had done some work downstairs had been paid in full but hadn't come back to finish the snagging. He actually did come back to collect the stuff that he left here, but didn't finish the job. And we've had situations like that before. I don't know if you remember the debacle with my wardrobes. Completely our fault. We shouldn't leave ourselves in that position where we have no bargaining leverage. And I think it's one of those things, because Ali obviously is a tradesman by career. He understands how frustrating it is when you have finished and you don't get paid. So I don't think he ever wants to be the type of person that withholds money from someone, but we shouldn't be paying when the job isn't finished. Lesson learned, hard lesson learned, because we've had to pay for it. But the guys that came and finished the floor have done a fantastic job. It's like a pig of a job. You never want to be finishing off someone else's work. And they took it really in their stride. Such lovely guys as well. They actually came recommended from one of our neighbours, and we're so grateful that they came. So the floor is finished. Today is a really exciting day, because I am going to the Darlings of Chelsea factory. And I've very much kept this under wraps, but basically I've been working with the Darlings of Chelsea team to bring all of our sofas and chairs and upholstery and furniture ujamis to life for the downstairs area. And today I am going to test drive our sofa, our main sofa for the club room. I'm actually going to get to sit on a part of the sofa that they have crafted especially for me to sign off that it is good enough for my tush, which is quite an experience, and I'm really, really thrilled to be doing this alongside them, because not just that they are a beautiful, beautiful luxury British furniture brand, but their pieces and their furniture and their sofas are handcrafted here in Britain. That feels exceptionally special, and so I am heading to their workshop today to hopefully, I don't know, but I might get a first look at some of the other pieces that are coming to life as well, because I've got a sofa in my library, we've obviously got the big sofa, we've got some armchairs. It's quite an exciting time. The other thing that we're then doing is we're coming back to the house to sign off the paint colour for the club room, because as you know, we've had a huge debacle with the wallpaper. Ralph Lauren kept pushing it back. We then found it somewhere else for 4 times the price. And when I realised that Lumi had started seeing my office as a giant scratch post, I decided that as much as I was happy to pay for it, because I love the wallpaper, it's probably not in our best interests to wallpaper a room that size for my cat to treat it like a scratch post. So what we're going to do for now is we're going to get the room painted so that it is looking beautiful, very much in line with the rest of the house, and finished and ready for furniture. And if we want to, later down the line, we can always wallpaper. But for now, we're just looking to get this kind of ticked off the list and ready to be used. So we're going to come back, finalise that, and that means that the room can then be painted on Friday. So things are moving along. It is now only painting, a little bit of electrics and furniture that we are waiting for. So I'm going to jump in the car. I thought I'd show you my outfit as well. I'm going to head to Nottingham and head to meet the Darlings of Chelsea team and show you around their wonderful, wonderful factory, and I'll show you my outfit before we go. So this coat, Lydia, this coat I actually wore at the airport on our island trip, and this is from Lily Silk. And everyone has complimented me on the softness, literally everyone. In fact, I met a lovely lady at Luton Airport, and we just said hello to each other, and she then messaged me to let me know that my coat was the softest coat. Carrie said it's soft, Satin said it's soft as well, and it's kind of a nice sort of lightweight coat, and it's in this chocolate brown. It's very much like a car coat vibes, and I love these sleeves. They have these big sort of sleevey sleeves. Then I've got a Beaufort and Blake knit underneath because I thought that that was a nice sort of transition colour. Then I've got my Doen jeans, and I've got Fairfax and Favour Boudica boots, and I've also got my Fairfax and Favour bag. I've got a freshly done fringe, so I'm very, you know, but I don't need sunglasses today because it is very, very cold, very, very wet, and very, very dark. So we're going to jump in the car and head to Nottingham for a very, very, hopefully, interesting day. Let's go. Oh my goodness me. Okay, I'm in the car. We haven't made much progress, but I'm putting on my new book, which I started listening to this morning, and it will accompany me on this hour-and-a-half drive. It is called Outlive, and it's really interesting so far. It's from the perspective of a physician, which is hard to say when you've got braces, physician who switched his kind of focus from cancer sort of treatment to longevity and focusing on what helps you combat the sort of diseases that usually impact you later on in life, and taking more of a look at longevity from prevention rather than cure, which I thought was very interesting. However, first of all, I'm going to listen to a voice note from Carrie, who's literally inside my house. What is she saying? Right, I must dash. I'm already late. Right, I don't want to talk about the fact that I am so late. This was a front row lesson in why you never trust technology, and I'll tell you about it later, because in all honesty, this is the exciting part, where we walk through the doors and we see the sort of, it's not really a mock-up, is it? It's sort of like a prototype. That's a very good word for it. The prototype of the chaise that's going to be in the club room, and I'm going to film my first sit, and then I'm going to get Juliet's opinion on what she thought of her first sit. Okay, the moment of truth. Just decide how I want to sit on it. Am I going to lounge? Am I just going to perch?
No, definitely lounge.
Lounge? Should I take my
Yeah.
shoes off?
Well, no, it's fine.
Sure.
Just have, yeah.
Okay,
Good.
Ooh. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's great. I
Happy?
think from a comfort point of view, I'm super happy.
Yay!
I'm happy with the depth
Yes.
because I think you can, you don't feel, the key is I'm really tall. So for me, the depth is great.
Yeah.
But you need to make sure you're happy with the depth.
I think if this depth is good for the size of the room, this is amazing.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah, like I can like sit on it. My feet don't even touch the ground. This is great. This will be facing the screen, surely.
That will be facing the
Yeah,
screen,
yeah.
but the likelihood is that you're going to be sitting in the middle of the sofa looking
Yes.
at the screen. So the comfort that you also need to try
So
is
you'll
that.
be this way.
I want you to feel that.
That for me is wonderful.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the key, because you know it's where how your legs
I've got to
fall.
be honest though, I'd never sit and watch TV like this. I'd be like,
Yeah, that's it. Sit how you would sit.
yeah. I would probably
Or legs up.
be in the corner of the sofa and that kind of thing.
Okay.
I know I don't look comfortable right now, but I'm very comfortable.
Well,
what I would say is that I was at a hotel at the weekend. Their sofas were very evidently very, very expensive, but they were like those ones that you sit on and they almost like
They were 100%
100% feather. Yeah.
So this is what I was talking about on the phone. So this is what's in this.
Yeah.
So this is a foam core with a foam outer, and it's got like egg cups basically on it. So when you sit on it, because there's air in between, and when you get up it will expand. And then these feathers are in channel jackets, so you're not going to get the feathers sort of, they will move, but they won't move out of their channel.
Yeah. That's exactly what I
Yeah.
was thinking. I was thinking to myself when I was sitting on these sofas in Ireland, I was like, oh gosh, these are lovely. But they've obviously got staff that are like fully maintaining these sofas.
Every time you get up.
Yeah, exactly. So this is like the foam is the staff.
Yes.
They're keeping it like all plugged
because
up.
that chaise cushion especially
Yeah.
is going to be extremely heavy for
Yeah.
you to do, you know, every single day. Which
I love the feel of it.
yeah,
It's so funny.
It's really lovely.
It's so interesting because I was literally expecting like a little seat. I wasn't expecting you to do the
Whole
whole
thing,
thing.
whole chaise, yeah.
Yeah, that's really comfy.
No, Barry says it's much easier for him to do
Got you.
the hardest part, which is the chaise.
Got
so,
you.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
no,
quite
this is-
happy to do that.
This is great.
We have the first look at the fringe that's going to be on the bottom of the sofa. This is so exciting. I've never had a sofa with a fringe, and so this is a bit of a moment, and I love how this is so rich and chocolatey. Can't wait to see it come to life. Sorry, we're just discussing the sofa in my office, which is this beautiful herringbone fabric from Holland and Sherry, and I instantly went for the dark oak. However, Juliet has just showed me that the walnut is actually a lot more complimentary for what the feet will look like. This is the carpet that's going to be underneath it. Very lovely and neutral and nice and warm. It's making me very excited. I think this is the unique thing about coming to where the sofas are manufactured, is you actually get to see what they look like on the inside. And I think what's so special about this is that they are all made from like natural materials. So I think Barry's going to talk me through what all of these components are to make up the internals of the product. Thanks, Barry. Over to you.
So we start with the frame. We start off with a spring, which is a zigzag spring, and then we connect it together with a bar, so it then forms a unit.
What's that bar made of?
It's sort of a wire with a paper wrap.
Ah, interesting.
What it does is, when we've got it on, instead of one single spring working, when you lean on it, you've got several springs working.
Ah.
So it creates a unit, you see. So you're not just leaning on one or two springs, you then start to lean on a few.
That is
And
fascinating.
then after that we have a canvas, which is a jute canvas. Then we put a insulator on. I can show you when we're in the factory.
Yeah.
And then the foam, and then over the foam you have a Dacron as a final covering which goes over the line.
Is that what you call that?
Yeah,
So this
Dacron.
used to be my blankie when I was a little girl. How funny is that? I used to call it wadding, and my grandma used to cut me up little squares, and that was my blankie. I gave up when I was 14. Fun fact. And what's this fabric that looks like almost a herringbone fabric in itself?
It's just scrap fabric.
Ah, okay,
And
got
we
you.
and we sew it onto the back of the main fabric, so we can then pull it off and tack it off. Otherwise, you're using up that much of a very expensive fabric, and there's no need.
Ah,
So we can reduce the main fabric and use scrap fabrics for tacking off.
that's very clever. Wow. Fascinating. Thank you so much. Oh, wow.
And the
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
sheets, the railway wagons, and also for the.
So we're just about to have a bit of a tour and see where all of the darlings of Chelsea sofas are made. And as I said earlier, it's super important to them that these are handmade here in the UK. And this is so exciting.
So these are all the different jobs with all the patterns, different names on and things. 3 benches, we've got a couple of people off at college at the moment. We've got trainees here. Then the frame.
Oh, wow. So this is like the first stage.
The frame done, so you can see it's got the nails in and then it's screwed and whatever. It's all
That's
screwed
so
down.
beautiful. So you really can do it like quite quickly.
Well, it comes in as raw wood
Yeah.
and goes out as
So you do the whole start to finish process.
Obviously we cut it all here, cut it.
Yo. Oh my
And it's
goodness.
like this one where it's pattern match. Then it'll be upholstered so far.
Yeah.
Then it should come back here to have this. We're doing a balance here or the pattern matches all the way through.
Okay.
So we have to then pattern match it through, you see. So it's sort of backwards and forwards really. Once it's cut, it comes into the baskets. Again with the numbers on, with the job name and number and everything else.
Yeah.
And then from there it's machined and then goes to the upholsterers. So one upholsterer, no one's on piecework or anything, and one upholsterer does the job all the way through.
Yeah.
So to make the whole order. So we know everything patches and everything.
Wow, that's fascinating. How long from start to finish would you say the process can take? Depending on size, of course.
It depends. On the running models, which are doing all the time, we usually work on about 7 to 8 weeks from getting the order to complete the job.
Well, we are back home and I have a funny feeling that everything I showed you in the factory is either going to have a voiceover from me talking you through it or be scrapped, because it was so noisy I wasn't able to hear what Barry was saying, and also they had so much music playing. So the odds were stacked against me, but it was absolutely incredible to see what they were doing there. Basically, Darlings of Chelsea only work with factories that are in Britain, and where every stage of the build of the sofa and the furniture is done here, and they're using really beautiful old practices and materials in order to keep that craft alive. It is such a gorgeous brand. I cannot wait to see this sofa come to life. We are expecting it before Christmas. I never thought I would be one of those people that is like, I need my sofa before Christmas, but I am that person. We have also got back and signed off the colour for the club room. We are going to be painting it the same colour that we have painted the cabinetry in the library, and I think that's going to work really, really well with the colour scheme. And then once we had picked the colours for the walls, we were able to pick the woodwork stain for the new pool table, which then meant that we are able to pick the felt, and I think we're going to go with burgundy, which I think is going to be so nice, and it's going to feel really different to the walls, and there'll be a nice sort of contrast there. It's going to be so cozy. So I'll take you downstairs and show you where we are, because we are ready actually now. I mean, not in the, if we were probably moving to a new house, I doubt we'd be moving in at this stage. I mean, we might, but we live here. And so we have to be realistic with the fact that people need to get back into the office, they need to start sorting things out and all of that kind of stuff. So I thought I would show you where we are now at with the bookcases. And I am just going to show you it briefly with my little lighty lights on again, because this is where we are. And oh my gosh, I feel so lucky that this is my office. You have no idea. I am over the moon, absolutely over the moon. I need to turn off these lights because we're just having the fuse changed on the LEDs. So we've had the cornice fitted, and that is all finished. We've had the handles fitted, which I love. They look so beautiful, so beautiful. Obviously, electrics are done. We have also, oh my gosh, the floor is fixed. So no more holes. This is where a plug socket will be fitted for the desk. So we'll be able to just have the electricians come in and do that. And Juliet walked in here and said, I think that piece of art will be perfect on the walls in here. This is the piece that I chose from Georgia Eliot, and we will probably reframe it. But yes, so I think that's really good because it goes really well with the tones of the cabinetry. So that'll probably sit over here. But yes, now our job is to get this space cleaned. So that's what's going to be happening this week. It's all going to be cleaned. All of this is going to go. It's either going to be filed away or put into new locations. And then we will be able to at the very least, move back in here, start get the heating on again and all of that kind of jazz. But we are here. We are at this moment now. It's so exciting. I actually can't put it into words. And then we obviously have this area that needs the rug. We're going to have picture lights above here and that kind of thing. And really what we would like to do, if we can make the budget stretch, but I don't know, is add more joinery to this wall just to improve that feel and that coziness, but also storage. Storage is storage at the end of the day. In here, as you can see, all of the holes in the floor are gone. All of the holes in the center of the floor, there was one here and then there was a big one here. The only one that's left is this one, which is again where the sockets are going to sit underneath the new sofa, which is what we were working on today. This room is going to be painted this week, and the colour that we are going for is the new one from Farrow & Ball, and it is reduced green, and it is this one here. And for the pool table, we have decided to go with the maroon for the felt, and then we are also going to have a very similar stain to
the pool table as well.
It is incredibly exciting to be at this point now, in all honesty. Like, the things that are going to be the slow process is now the furniture delivery, just because literally we are pushing the button today, having finalised every trim, every cushion. We've got beds that they're doing, we've got chairs that they're doing. Darlings of Chelsea have been instructed to do everything. So it's been really wonderful working with one team. I would say that that was a real welcomed way to group everything together. Hopefully, at the very least, down here will be done for Christmas. I don't want to jinx it. Touch wood, touch wood. But I hope that by sort of next week, I'll be able to show you the actual finished painted room, which I think you'll get such a better feel for how it's gonna feel, basically. But I feel like it's been this purpley colour in here for, well, it has been for the whole time, that it's so cold. It is such a cold colour that it was painted in here, and it's gonna be so lovely to just warm and rich everything up. So this is very exciting. I feel like now I'm starting to actually be able to show you something that is finished, which is really good.
Also, look how beautifully the hydrangeas that my neighbour brought over for me have dried out. I just left them in the vase and they have gone this almost like mauve and merlot shade, and they are so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Arguably even more beautiful dried out than when they were alive. So very, very happy with how that's done. Just don't judge me on the dust, okay? Fixing all of these floors and doing all of the bits that needed to be grouted. There was like holes in this area. To have an actual finished floor is a dream. I honestly don't think that this will ever get old having this. So very, very, very happy. I was just stood here feeding up my family of sourdough starters. I currently have 3. Literally 1 week away, and I am feeding up these children. It does make me laugh. No, I'm trying to make them really, really, really like strong and healthy, because some of them are gifts and one of them is mine. And after not baking bread for a week, it needs a little bit of help. I've also got a new Dutch oven from working with Wayfair. I saw this burgundy one and I thought that is so beautiful. I am at the strange point in my cycle where I'm very tired, and I've had 2 nights of quite like insomnia sleep. Just never feels like I get any like proper sleep, and I woke up at I think 3:30 today and just never got back to sleep. So I potted around the house and that kind of thing. But I wanted to tell you that I'm trying different things, and I've been trying lots of different supplements and things like that, and obviously my gut health was my main focus, and I've got a whole, I actually bought this by the way, so I'm a customer of Simprove, but these arrived today, my top up of Simprove, and that's what I have for like my gut health. But call me bizarre, you know I use AI quite a lot, and I'm not, you know, I think if AI is used well, I don't have any problem with it. I know that there are people that have problems, and you're welcome to your own thoughts around that. I think the way that the way that I use AI is very, very, what's the word, like vanilla is the best way to put it. And I basically put in what supplements would be really good if I experience these types of symptoms around my time of the month. Obviously, always consult a healthcare professional. Generally, I am fit and healthy, and I know my body quite well. So I'm okay to play around with supplements. And I wanted to, I'm also out of breath, which is always a symptom of my time of the month as well. I've introduced, on Carrie's recommendation, this liquid magnesium. I have to say this is fantastic, because I wasn't expecting this to help my tummy as much as it has. But this was like, with my Simprove, this made a huge, huge difference. And again, it's a liquid supplement, so for me this is so actually easy and enjoyable to have. It tastes really nice. I got this on Amazon, and it's you just basically do like 2 pipettes of it under your tongue. High strength, max absorbent, and this is the magnesium glycinate. We're giving it a go, but so far very, very sustainable, along with my Simprove. And then I've been doing a bit of seed cycling, which has been really easy, because you basically do 2 different seeds for the first 14 days of your cycle, and then you do 2 other seeds for the last 14 days of your cycle. You can see Lumi's little tail. Yo. The first two are flaxseed and pumpkin seed. I've got milled pumpkin seed and milled flaxseed. So what I do is I make myself a nice like protein yogurt. So I use full fat Greek yogurt. I put some oats in, I put some chia seeds in. I sprinkle the flaxseed over, I sprinkle the pumpkin seed over. Anything I want to put in it, basically, I put in it. And I also add in a new one. This is vitamin B complex. So this is energy, immunity and wellness. 9 ingredient active vitamin complex. Now this turns your yogurt yellow and it gives it that kind of iodine-y taste, because you have to do 10 droplets of this. However, very easily compatible, very easily to combat. You can tell my brain's not working. Very easy to combat with a teaspoon of honey, and we use our own honey from our bees, which genuinely, we talk about this like this is actual gold in our house. Like we genuinely believe that this is like more valuable than gold. And this year we had like serious chats about who we were giving honey to, because Ali had a few instances last year where he gave someone a jar of honey and they totally didn't understand the enormity of how much work went into that jar of honey, and they like gave it away. And so we were like, right, it's only for the creme de la creme of our friends and family. But yes, a teaspoon of that in the yogurt, and then I also add half a teaspoon of evening primrose oil. Again, I managed to find this in a oil, so I just drizzle it over. And it's really good, really good. In all honesty, very sustainable as well. This doesn't really add much of a taste, and this has been something that I can do like on my own, in that I just grab myself a bowl, pop the yogurt in, pop the oats in, I let them soak for a little bit. I can add whatever I want, and the honey just like makes it taste nice, and it was literally just a teaspoon of honey. So that's really good. The only one that I haven't mastered, unfortunately, just yet, I have a big bottle of cod liver oil and it's not going well. I took one whiff of this and I was like, oh, I can't put that in my yogurt. I can't put fish oil in my yogurt. So I'm gonna have to try and think. If you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments, because apparently evening primrose oil and cod liver oil together are really good. That's basically my approach to my cycle at the moment. Basically, I just don't want my cycle to impact me as much as it does, and I've obviously been trying to take the edges off where it affects other people as well, like my husband, who has to deal with me when I am not the best. And I really have come such a long way when I think back to when I had no idea where these emotions were coming from, and now where I am, where I can almost feel the drop or the spike in hormones in my body and how it affects the equilibrium. So now I'm just trying to find my happy place. I'm trying to get a lot more protein in my diet as much as possible. I'm not a huge, I'm not a meat person, but like I try my best. So getting it in yogurt and those kinds of things, really happy. Really happy. I'm just a happy gal. But that's what I've been doing for the moment. It's a lot, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot, but if I was to find the right concoction and it worked for me, it would be so worth it, because it's something that the guys just never understand. It is just like, it's so difficult to explain it to them, in that it is like this involuntary thing that just happens to us, and we're like, we have to try and almost like make ourselves work as normal for 2 weeks of every month, and it is strange. And I know that there'll be people that really don't enjoy me talking about these things, and so I do apologise, but I talk about it because I kind of wish it had been talked about more when I was growing up, because I probably would have understood my emotions a lot more. I probably would have understood my feelings. I genuinely think that a lot of the things that I used to attribute to like issues with mental health was actually just, and this is only me personally, I'm not talking about this in a broad perspective, although I do think it's always a really great line of attack, it was all linked to my diet and what I was putting in my body. And so I will try kind of anything. I'm about to bake myself a batch of sourdough cookies because I didn't get to eat any more than 2 of the other ones. Ali and Satin ate them all, so I'm gonna bake myself a fresh batch basically because I love them. I'm also gonna check my phone because it's going crazy next to me. So anyway, I thought I'd bring you up to speed with that as well, because it is something that I like to talk about, because I think for me personally, I want to live a lovely life, and I want to live a life that feels good the majority of the time. And I know that there will be a lot of people that are watching this that will also understand how disruptive it is to their equilibrium to experience the hormonal changes that we have and that kind of thing. And when I know that I'm about to start a new cycle, it takes it out of me, you know, it does. When it's raining outside and the house is as chilly as it is, there is nothing better than lighting the fire. And I wonder how many hundreds of times you have watched me do this over the years. And for me, it's almost like a ritual that I love to perform with you, because it feels so intentional to like stop and do something like this on a day when you're like tired, feeling lethargic, maybe not your usual bubbly self, to like just do something that feels a bit indulgent, like lighting the fire at 2 o'clock in the afternoon is something that kind of, it's one of those days, it's one of those things that I, you know, would use as an example in Evergreen, in that it seems like a simple, small thing, and yet it can have a big impact in how you feel. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to light the fire, and then I will start the cookies. And also, another thing I wanted to say, if that's okay with you, before I light the fire, I try and share my recipes, and what I'm going to do moving forward is, I know what I'm like, because I don't find cooking and baking that easy, especially doing it in real time. Like, learning it in real time is not the easiest. And so what I'm going to do moving forward is, if I'm doing a recipe, I will make sure that it is translated into a readable thing in the description box, so that you can follow it too. But what I might sometimes do is like let you know that things are going to change, because what I'm doing at the moment with my sourdough discard cookies is I'm like perfecting it and learning about it and learning what works better, and if I should introduce this or that or whatever. Because it's not something that comes easy, my mind gets sort of caught up in making sure that I'm doing the recipe right, rather than talking you guys through it all of the time. I'm sure some of you can relate to this as well. I love learning recipes. I like taking the time to learn them well, rather than just sort of executing them and then hopefully sharing my workings out with you. So it is not without consideration when sometimes maybe I'm talking you through something and then all of a sudden I just stop, because I'm like, hold on a minute, this needs my full attention and I need to get this right so that I can tell you about it later. So, Mummy's gonna light the fire. You have a little poorly leg at the moment, so you need to be careful. My gorgeous, gorgeous boy. And my smelly boy. No, don't do that, that's naughty. It's not even near your dinner time. It's not even near. To be fair to Barkley, that isn't Barkley being actually naughty. That is Barkley communicating, and I shouldn't actually have told you no then, because he is just trying to communicate. And it's the same as what Atlas does. When Atlas is hungry, he communicates in what appears to be bad behaviour. But it really is just a communication that they need something. And learning to listen to those kinds of things has been one of those. It's funny actually, having Barkley has probably stood me in the best stead for dealing with Atlas, because I know that Barkley shows little bits of like what would be construed as bad behaviour just because he's being like, Mummy, I'm hungry. Whereas Porty doesn't necessarily, he's not watching the clock for dinner. Barkley most certainly is, all the time. He'll start asking for his dinner at like 3 o'clock and his dinner isn't until 5. Oh my dear. Oh yes, Smokey McSmokerson. Cozy vibes. Oh. Little itchy and scratchy. Little itchy and squatchy. I'm sorry, I am literally like living the epitome of Evergreen girly right now as I put my freshly baked sourdough cookies onto the cooling rack. So this is the same sourdough discard. I told you I was going to make them. The fire is crackling in the living room, by the way. This time I used 50 grams of our honey instead of the granulated sugar. So that's going to be interesting to try. This is the more obscure one, but they're like cakey cookies. They are so, so good. I'm probably going to have 2 now. I've just been going through the Evergreens Facebook group again. I genuinely don't know how to tell you how much joy that Facebook page brings me. And I had no idea. It's so funny. I think the last time I told you about it, I had just launched it and I was like, oh my God, we've got 200 followers. Genuinely, when I said that, I was like, you know, it's Facebook. It's not a huge thing anymore. I was sort of thinking, you know, there'd be a few hundred, maybe 500 people, but that it would be like that core audience and it would really be something that like nurtures people. We're at 6,200 now. I don't even think it's been live a week. When I scroll through now, I have to be careful because it's a safe space and we've created it so that it's like a space where you just can post whatever you want and it like stays in the group. However, the other day I did post some pictures. I took them anonymously so no one like outside of the group would know who it is. But I just cannot put it into words. The joy. When I'm like, I need a pep in my step, I go on there and you are just the most uplifting network and community I think I have ever come across. And you're sharing things like when you've just bought some land and you're going to build your dream home, when you've baked your first pumpkin sourdough, when you've baked cookies. Someone's just shared that they bought the Holland Cooper fleece-lined garden shoes because of me and had them shipped to America. And it's like, it's so wholesome and so interesting, and honestly I'm blown away. Like I can't, and I mean this absolutely genuinely. Like I think sometimes in this world, especially this digital world, this sort of need to be validated by like numbers and things like that. It's the strength and the character and the brightness of the community that matters, and you are the brightest. I want you to know how much joy you bring to my world. I've just been scrolling through the posts and honestly, it's me in there as well. Like I want you to know that it's me in there. I'm not really, like I wasn't really planning to be sort of posting too much, but I'm like wanting to post. So I'm gonna like chat to the team and just see how we can work it, because I want to share my little like evergreen moments too, but I want to do it so that it's like, you know, I don't want to disrupt the flow or anything like that, because you're so kind to each other. And I think that like it's such a weird experience for me, because in the early days of my career, I think now it's not so much because there's so many people doing it, but like there was a really hot like spotlight on me for a while, and it felt quite intense. And now I can see how distracting it was from how wonderful you all are, and now I feel so lucky that I'm in this position to give you this space to just be yourselves. And I know you can do that without me, you don't need me for that, but like it's just having that like my heart is so full. Little did I know that this one thing would almost be like, I've always loved my job, but like I feel like I've fallen back in love with my job even more since we've done this, and I really had no idea what it was going to be like. It's so nuts. I'm also going to grab myself 2 cookies. We're going to go and sit in the living room, and what I have is I have a little like, what do they call it, like an excerpt of the Evergreen Journal, because I know that a lot of you want to see what it's like inside and that kind of thing. So I wanted to give you a little bit more of a first look at the first few pages and to see how it can be used. Now, you'll have to bear with me. I don't know if this is like exactly how it will be laid out. I think there's a few blank pages in here that wouldn't be in the finished book, but I thought it would be fun to have a little look together. How about that? How about that? Right, let's get my cookies. I think a lovely little Jean thistle plate will be lovely. Oh, do I go big cookie or little cookie? Big cookie. This is quite a cakey cookie. I might go for this one because this is almost like, it looks, I think it looks browner than it is because, hold on, where's my face? It looks like a bit of burnt toast, but it's not. See, look, it's a really good golden color. That's why things can be deceiving. A little bit, maybe a little bit overdone on the side, but I think it will still be tasty. And then I'd say that this is like a perfect cookie. Literal perfect OT cookie. And then this one is my little slice of bread. Little slice of bread, little cookie. But I love it when they look like they're rustic. That's a real sign of homemade and homegrown. So this has got honey from the bees, eggs from the hens, and has it got anything else in it that I've made? I don't think so. Need to get making more stuff. I'm just closing the house up, but I have a mound of cookies on the cake stand. ready for the morning. There's no cozier vision than something freshly baked in autumn. And what I would say is I'm very grateful to the lady who told me about the honey, but I think that they're better with the sugar rather than the honey. The honey, they're a little bit too glazed as a cookie. I prefer them a bit more cakey. So I think I'm going to go back to the sugar rather than the honey, but I'm sure I'll find something else to put the honey in as well. I'm in bed like a little evergreen pea. I was very much contemplating bringing a cookie to bed, but I decided not to because crumbs in the bed and all that. It's just ill-advised. I have two things to open with you because I didn't show you what I bought at Ballyfin, and I feel like, you know, it was always my videos that did well were what I wore, bought and did wherever I was going. Those were always bangers in the YouTube world. However, my things that I buy have changed a little bit. Now, one of these was a gift from Carrie, and the other one was something that I had put on hold. Now, if you remember last time I went to Ballyfin, all I went on about was the butter pots, and they saved me one. I was going to get 4, but I think 2 is enough considering how expensive they are. I managed to find one a little bit cheaper, but this is a brand new one and it's expensive. Obviously it is solid silver. It's in a lot better nick than the other one, but they're just so cute. They make me so happy, and especially because I enjoy making butter so much. I could have like a blackberry butter in this one, and then I could have a lemon and herb butter in the other one, and people can just spread as they want. So that's very cute. The brand is I'm gonna say this really wrong, but it is French. Orfèvre? All of the silverware at Ballyfin is this brand, and they've got the most incredible champagne buckets. They're like floor standing ones, but you can also use it as a normal tabletop ice bucket as well. Champagne bucket, ice bucket, whatever. And I was like, do you sell them? And they're like, no. And I was like, where am I supposed to get them? But anyway, Carrie bought me the butter pot actually, and then this was what I bought. They said, do you want the tray too? And I was like, well, duh. And actually, because this is they're a little bit more contemporary, the silverware at Ballyfin, so this felt like it was a good addition to my silverware collection, which brings me a lot of joy. It's very simplistic, like this, and I think 2 little butter pots side by side sitting on my tray will be very cute for like mornings at Christmas time with like toast. I think that would be really cute. So those were my things. So obviously this one was from Carrie, very lovely gift, and then this is from me to me. So that's what I bought in Ballyfin. Now obviously I am in my Sinead Keary evergreen pyjamas. Again, these have not been ironed, and look at them. I just literally took them out of the wash basket. I mean, they're clean. It's the clean wash basket. So I was going to show you a little bit about what is in evergreen and what to expect. This is a little bit dog-eared because I took this from the press lunch that we did. So this is like the introduction, and I kind of want to show you how much, I obviously don't want to give too much away of the book and what's in it, but there is a lot in here in terms of like writing. I really wanted it to be a place that you almost like escape to, and that recenters you and reminds you of all of the joys that are in the time of the year that you are on in the journal, because it's so easy to forget. Honestly, I forget sometimes, and I need to remind myself of these things too. It's almost like, Lydia, you have to read this as well. So this is the introduction. There is obviously lots in here. Again, the most beautiful Diane Sutherland illustrations, and we also have the sweet peas. I mean, the sweet peas for me just had to be included because they've been such a big presence when it comes to my growing journey. So there's a lot. So this isn't just a journal that's like, you know, a few lines and a few prompts. We've tried to fill this with inspiration. So the introduction is here. It also has a really clear how to use your journal. However, if you read that and you're like, I kind of want to do it a little bit different, this journal is not supposed to cause you any stress. This journal is supposed to be something that you enjoy and you don't feel any pressure to do. And there is no perfection, just like in the Evergreens group. Perfection doesn't live in an evergreen world. I want you to do things in the best way that like makes your whole being sing. And so if you want to just, you know, take a highlighter and highlight all of your favorite bits. If you want to, for example, see that I've written here about the spring snowdrops,
and you see a spring snowdrop and you want to press it and put it into your journal and you just want to do it on that page, do it. Do it. You can date it. You can write down why it was so important. We have spaces throughout the journal for this as well, but you can do it as many times as you want. This is supposed to be something that when you look back on, you're almost proud of yourself, of all of the little moments of joy that you found in your life that made your life so full. And so if you've got more than there is space in this book, stick them anywhere. Any little moment of joy, any little memento, I want you to put it in your journal. And you'll find it in years to come and you'll go, oh my goodness, I literally loved life and it loved me right back, and I can see from these pages. I know, I'm cringe, I don't care. Like I said, there's little areas where you can add your own like little quotes, you can stick things in here, whatever. Then we have the how to use your evergreen journal that just basically sets out the general tone. So we printed the autumn section of the evergreen journal because it's just so relevant at the moment, and we really wanted people to feel inspired, and we wanted the press to go away and almost be immersed into the autumn world of evergreen. Now what you'll find is on the first page it tells you what's in season. I don't want to give you too much, but again there is more illustrations from Diane Sutherland. We also have a few little sort of like helping hands if you want to go outside and maybe you're struggling to find the beauty. There's the nature to notice section, so evergreens, flowers, animals, insects, all of those kinds of things. And I've put a little spot here if you wanted to sketch or press something or just put anything in there. There are no rules. It's supposed to be something that feels fantastic for you to do, and something that, like, if you find a leaf and it's like an exceptional leaf, just get it in there. So that's how you sort of start off. So if you're thinking about buying seasonal produce, this is a really great place to know what's in season and what you can think about in terms of recipes. Hopefully it's inspiring. Speaking of recipes, we have a recipe that I love to make, and it's something that I have loved so much over the years. I'm a woman of few recipes, and so I do save them to put them into my books, because I like to get really good at a few recipes rather than trying to be bang average at lots of recipes. And so my lemon cake, I have so much confidence in my lemon cake because I've worked so hard to get it so good, and everyone tells me it's really good, and I am not even going to be humble about that. The same goes for my crumble at this time of the year, and I have switched and changed and tweaked and played around with this crumble for at least a year, and I finally put the recipe into the evergreen journal, so you'll find that here. Like I said, there's so much in here, and for every month there is an opener. And again, it's all about highlighting the lessons, the inspiration and the joy in that particular time of year and that particular month, to really help you connect with what's happening in the world, what nature is trying to tell you about that time in the world, and to stop you sort of fighting against things. I also have these fun little sort of excerpts on some of the pages where we share. It's so weird, I keep saying we and I was like, oh, I don't want it to sound like this isn't my book, but when I tell you that the WhatsApp group that we had when I was writing this book, it felt like such a, I don't know how to put it, it was like we all contributed our own little moments of nature into this book, and that's why I talk about it like it's been our project, and it has. We've all worked really hard on this, but I keep going, oh, I must say but no, this, I always say this, there's a lot of people that bring this to life, and not just illustrators, editors, publishers. There's lots of people that work together to do this, and so it feels right that I'm saying we. But yes, I've pulled together little bits of folklore, and like I said, I keep showing you these pages and pages of text. This is why I am going to be recording this onto Audible, because I think it'll be really lovely to be able to read along with you. I'm going to be doing it in videos as well with you, even like little videos on TikTok, but also there's, you know, I think it's like 20,000 words in here, so it's still, we've put a lot into this. And then you get to the pages where you will find your prompts, and you have a big page to write your thoughts down. You can tackle this how you want. You can have daily points on where you reflect on the prompt and your thoughts around it. You can take it weekly. It really is up to you and how much you enjoy doing these things. Now, you'll know I share a lot of my thoughts in my videos, and some of those thoughts can be a little bit confronting. I've talked a lot about victim mentality and how our thought processes steal our own joy. I've talked a lot about shame. I've talked a lot about like confronting things, because I think you have to be able to ask the confronting questions. If you're comfortable, you're not growing, and that really does underpin a lot of what I've put into this. Some will be more confronting, some will be a little bit lighter, and I didn't want it to be something that felt always really confronting. I wanted it to also feel like a hug, because that is the sentiment of Evergreen. So you have all of these pages as well, where there are different prompts on every page for you to sort of go through. If I just read one, this is a really good one for me. Have you ever purchased something for the approval of others rather than for the love of it? How did that item make you feel? I think that this is something that I'm still going over now. Like, I'm still going through the motions with, am I buying something because I want it, or am I buying it because it sends out a message? And I'm still needing to confront these things and work through them on pages. And this is why I really hope that we're gonna feel comfortable going through all of these things in the Evergreens Facebook group, but also in videos. And obviously end notes and things like that, but I think you'll get a general feel for things from that. But I obviously wanted to show you that there is a lot to, I'm trying to show you everything. There's a lot that's gone into this book, and lots of beautifulness as well, just as beautiful as Evergreen, with the seasonal illustrations, the end papers. Obviously we had the seasonal ones last year, however these ones this year very much focus on Evergreen. So anyway, I wanted to talk through it. I'll pop a link in the description box, but as we speak at this moment in time, I'm looking and it's still got the little bestseller tab at the top, and I've only mentioned it in one video and once on Instagram, so I'm very, very grateful for that. I also wanted to let you know the book that I am reading at the moment, which was wonderful. It honestly felt like this book was made for me, and I put it into ChatGPT to find a list of books for me. So I'm currently reading The Lost House of Ireland. It's by Susan O'Leary, and it's wonderful because it's set in the season that I was in Ireland at the moment. There's a girl called Lydia in it as well, which I thought was very good. And it was just very much like a cozy, easy, lovely read. So I'm about 55% through it at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into bed with my book. I've got a long day tomorrow, a big day tomorrow. I'm going to curl up in bed like a little evergreen because it's dark and cozy outside, and I'm in my evergreen pajamas, and I'm going to read my book. So I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. I haven't said that in a long time.